This episode was sponsored by one of my previous guests, the amazing Demora Avarice. So make sure you go check out her episode as well as her links in the description below. And welcome back to the Huge Boob Corner. I am your host, Peter McLean, and I just want to say for everybody that supports the show, thank you very much. And if you want to keep supporting the show, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe so that you can help the channel grow. Now, today, I'm very pleased and excited to welcome back one of my favorite guests that I've had on the show in the past. She's incredibly busty, incredibly gorgeous, and would you please welcome back Kristine Kiss?
Well, hello there.
Welcome back to the show.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for having me again. It's exciting to be back in Vegas.
Well, I have, I
don't know why I would fit on your channel, but
you know what? I'll have to think about that.
Barely fit in the channel, right?
Yeah. I mean, but no, we had such a great time that first time, and it
was fun. You're really easy to talk to. And,
thank you. Yeah.
It's really hard for me to talk a lot, but
well, I mean, have you done any other podcasts since then? Because you were here a little over a year ago.
I have not.
Really?
I'm kind of a chatty Cathy, but I kind of paused. Honestly, I've done a lot of like rebranding, I guess. Not much. I mean, obviously names the same. Yeah. But just, kind of.
You're a different Kristine than you were.
I'm a different Kristine. Yes.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. Well, and I'm excited to get to know the new one.
Well, thank you.
So, I mean, obviously some differences. I'm sure you're still the same person in regards to like personality.
Then I was really into holding on to my own content, and now I'm really into being more mainstream.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Okay. And so you're here for AVN, and you're going to be at a booth, which is going to be exciting.
Yeah, we have our own booth, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Going after to pick up everything, and tonight,
Yeah, got to do this.
Get it all fixed up. We have a cool backdrop, and have a life-size Kristine.
Yeah. Did you have a crew setting the booth up for you guys? Or
I am the crew.
You are the crew.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh well, because some people, her people or they're my people, her people. Well, I was going to say, so will this be your first like AVN that you've gone to? Or
no. Okay. So I was here. I desperately need this water. I was here. Let me think. It was, I think 2012. And I wasn't really even, I had done some modeling in the past and stuff.
Yeah.
But
so it's been a while.
It has. Yeah. And I didn't come as a creator or a star.
Just an attendee.
Yeah. Just attendee.
But now you're here actually to promote yourself. And
I am.
Yeah. Because you're on this new path.
I am.
Of just diving into work.
Absolutely. I am. I just feel like I'm at like the pinnacle of success in my life. I'm enjoying it, like my own comfortability, not so much the actual popularity. I am like, just really feel like I've grown completely into, who I want to be.
Okay.
And I'm excited.
So when did this change start to happen?
I think within the last year. Okay. I think definitely, I had been really big about, I had obviously done, XXX, scenes and stuff, but they were all mine.
And it was all collabs and
right, and it was smaller scale, and I just really want to do like the modeling, some
studio
scenes,
stuff,
some stuff like that, and just really enjoy it more and be more I don't know if mainstream might be a good word for it.
Okay,
be more.
I mean,
out there.
Are you gonna still try to make your own content here and there? Or
Absolutely,
a
lot. Okay. Sure, I'll be making it all week, so it's gonna be
nice.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you said that you recently did your first professional scene.
I did.
With Kaylani.
I did for Love Her Boobs. I love that. They were just amazing people.
Which one? What was it for?
I Love Her Boobs.
I Love Her Boobs. Okay, I've seen that.
Yeah, they're great. They're a big company, obviously very boob focused. Surprised you don't see, you go on their website.
I've seen stuff from that. Yeah, I've seen stuff.
Yeah, go on their website, and it's just all very boob oriented. A lot of nipple smacking and even underarm licking. That was a new one for me. And they were like, will you lick her underarm? They just comfortability. Obviously I was like, well, sure. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing, and it's a thing. It's a huge thing.
Yeah, I've done it before.
So I did. Have you?
Yeah,
That's great. You're like, it's not a bad thing, huh?
I'll say this: that you have to really like it, because the time where I did it, it's like you're either getting a mouthful of body odor sweat or a mouthful of deodorant.
Right. I did pick up some deodorant,
Yeah.
but she was worth it.
But yeah, I'm just saying. So you have to and I know that's a really
tips are worth
strong
it
like
sometimes.
turn on for people, but
I know. That's really interesting to me because I don't dislike it.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. It's like feet. It's neutral. I don't dislike feet, but I don't understand.
I think because like the crook, like it
like
can
right
be,
there
it can be soft. It can,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm
looking at my own underarms.
Yeah,
here.
right.
I was like, are they hot?
Yeah. And it's again not trying to like judge. It's just, it's just something that it's not as common, I feel like, as other body parts tend to be.
Agreed. Yeah, that's true. You don't see them all the time. Kind of like, feet would be a great one. I've even heard like stomach on some people.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what makes it.
There's other stuff.
Yeah.
But so was it a girl, boy, girl?
Girl.
Yeah,
okay. It was her and she came in. I was I came into the scene. I was a realtor. And
Okay.
She was, a recent divorcee.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and she needed some women
Some
time.
help.
Yeah. So we really did. It was fun, just to compare boobs. And then the next day I did a scene.
Okay.
This is really cool. With a girl who was, I guess, maybe about an A cup and maybe 4'11". It was a contrast scene.
Oh, well, yeah. I was going to say.
So it's a girl. It's really neat. She's young. Her name's Lola Faye. She was amazing to work with. So I'm really excited to see that one. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
So that's going to be.
Does the site only do girl, or do they do boy, girl too?
They do boy, girl as well. But yeah, that's not for companies. Not yet for me. We'll see. You know? Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah. There's. I mean, it's all at your own pace.
I'm like dipping my feet in the water all the time, and yeah.
Well, and I'm sure a lot of people will be surprised that your first professional scene, because I'm sure people think that because you have done other stuff.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what Kaylani said once. She's like, everyone knows you, but it's not like right now I'm not even sure what I do. So,
yeah. And but it's again, do you have an idea when they're going to release them?
The one is Kaylani's it's been out since Christmas. It was everyone. He said, this is Christmas for boob guys.
Okay.
Obviously she has she's a lot of assets herself.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite set that is not attached to me.
And that's great. I mean, it's great that you were able to work with a friend.
It is.
First,
it was
because
very comfortable.
That is a better transition, I think.
It was very nice.
Like, because have you played with Kaylani, like, not on camera?
Of course.
Yeah. So, like, her body.
She's the greatest kid. I know.
Yeah.
Right.
And she knows yours. So it's
absolutely.
There's not a lot of,
Yeah, we've done some fun stuff. Like we did wrestle once.
Okay.
We had a wrestle video. She completely kicked my butt.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say A.
No. It's you're fine.
She kicked my booty.
Yes.
And she's very strong on top of being hot. So
yeah,
I got beat up. So we've done a lot of fun, cool stuff. Just her and I.
Were you able to kind of improvise the scene, or was there a lot of direction for what you were doing?
There was a good bit of direction that I wanted, though.
Okay.
That was good for me. I like that. Otherwise,
Well, I mean, you have a lot of natural instincts, though, because
absolutely. I would, but sometimes like taking it slow escapes me. Like I want to dive right in.
Yeah.
Like I see a naked woman and I'm just
right.
And just like, well, wait, take some time. Tea, stuff like that. So that was good directions. All the fun things that lead up.
Okay.
And I guess everything is done. If you do one action, do it for a while.
Yeah. And so you were saying how the boy girl stuff is something that you like. Is it something that you're still thinking you're going to do, or you just you'll do it eventually?
I do
but
it
you're
on
just
my own. Right now, OnlyFans is the only place that I do boy girl.
Okay.
With my contact partner, and it's that's for right now that works for me really well. So
that's good.
I like that. But I do love it, and I've done a few recent boy girls on my OnlyFans.
Okay,
I did one with a girl named Brooklyn Spring Valley. I don't know if you see, she just got new upgrades. They are fun to play with, by the way.
Yes.
Very fun. We did, I don't know if you've seen it or not. it comes out. I did. I think I've already put it out. But we start out by working out. She's my stepsister.
Okay.
And then Rocket enters the scene, and it's kind of like an I leave, and they're messing around. It's a hot video.
Nice.
And then I also did one with, this is all my personal, you know, production.
Yeah.
And one with Mandy Bright, who is an old school. She was an adorable, like, such a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And great to work with, super down to earth.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was supposed to have her on the show last year, but unfortunately, you know, there were some issues and it didn't happen, and then she moved away, so now she's in California.
She's really great. Yeah,
I still really want to have her on the show.
Hopefully, yeah.
And I'm hoping that
beautiful person.
Yeah,
just super. I love that. It's amazing to me. It amazes me more every day. Like the most normal, like intelligent people. I mean, this business, people always think it's going to be something else, and it's
your people are either stupid or they're
like they have nothing else to do, and it's like no, not at all.
They're like these downtrodden people that are
right, like just beaten. It's a last resort, and it just proves itself wrong all the time.
Well, because there's a whole thing, and I wanted to talk to you about this because there's been a growing debate, I guess, in culture in general about OnlyFans and women and how. I don't know if you've been seeing stuff that says like, OnlyFans is now, ruining women and men because it's like it's creating this ecosystem where women know they can feel like they can just make a lot of money doing modeling.
Sure.
But but there are people that are like, well, they're now sacrificing potential future relationships and family and
I mean, there is a lot to take in. I do worry about younger girls who do it. And they think they see all this stuff that they're going to be, instant millionaires. They don't realize there's a lot of business that goes behind it.
It's work.
So much. And people will throw up. And so to do a hardcore scene, obviously there's family issues, there's social issues, and, future relationship issues. And to bring all those on for a time where it might be a fleeting desire for someone, I would, people really need to think it through. I mean, I'm very comfortable. I know I said in the last episode, like my family is either, not worried about it or accepting. And so I really feel, it fits well for me, but a lot of people don't think it through. And I think it does. It takes a special person and definitely. And you have to enjoy it. It's not something you can do just for money.
Yeah.
Like you have to do it for fun. Like you have to do it because you love it.
Yeah. And I mean, that will always help.
Yeah.
In that arena. And I mean, unfortunately, I think there's always going to be people that will do it because it is a form of making money. And
sure.
And you'll see now that there are performers, like ex-performers that have since moved on from making adult content and they want to live a regular life and they're trying to say, hey, can you stop? Like, can you take all my content down?
Sure.
It's like, I get the sentiment. Unfortunately,
it's everywhere. I have a full-time agency that pulls my stuff down. I just finally hired someone. Yeah. Because I Googled, and I was just like, gee, this is crazy. And it's everyone. And I mean, obviously a lot of sites you click on, you get a lot of viruses. So they get what's coming to them. If you don't buy it from me. But at the same time, it's really, but it's just out there. It's out there forever. There's no amount of cleanup, Get one down, 3 more will pop up. There's biographies about me.
Yeah,
there's like put together a couple.
Interesting.
And no one knows anything. There was one about Kehlani I met.
Oh, okay.
Too. Like there was some of me, and then it's like YouTube stuff. Like, where they kind of like Google like how old you are. And so anyway.
But it's exciting though that you've created a new trajectory for your life and that you've kind of retooled yourself. And to put to a point where, and it sounds like you're really excited about it.
I am. I have like my, life is really good. I am, super happy with my. No. I can't complain. It's very obviously, and this is a new chapter. Being in Vegas, the AVNs. I've never on my own done anything as such. Obviously, it's a lot of investment, a lot of time, a lot of money, and hopefully I meet like tons of people. And
I'm sure.
Really I want to meet a lot of fans and make new fans. And,
I'm sure you will.
I know. Yeah. Going full force at it.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I do things.
Okay. And then also you were mentioning the OnlyFans TV channel.
Yes.
So Wait, so is it their channel or is it channel like it's your channel on OnlyFans?
That would be so OnlyFans TV. It's like OF.TV.
TV, okay.
They even have a Roku channel now. So it is a channel. It is a mainstream TV channel.
Okay.
And within that channel are channels.
Okay.
So, and I now have one. It launched this morning. My
congratulations.
first one I'm super excited about it. It's a lot of exposure, a lot of people, and yet another more mainstream move. I mean, obviously, most of the people on it are
adult models,
creators, a lot of them, and they're doing things. They're making candles. They're just
cooking shows,
showing the interest. That's what I did. That's my next one. The first was a workout video.
Okay,
I'm doing like a lifestyle vlog kind of experience, but yeah, it couldn't be. You know.
So, how do you get your own channel? Do they offer it, or do you apply for it, or how does it work?
Yeah, you do have to film your first episode first. So you have to make sure the audio is good, video, editing. They want quality content, a clear beginning, clear middle, clear end, a little TV show.
Okay.
And you have to submit that. And then they look it over and they do an onboarding, and then they put your channel up, and so they're really looking for like quality of content.
Yeah.
But I think they're not not judgmental, or if it's safe for work, 100% safe for work, and you're they'll only link it to a free profile.
Okay.
So everybody gets two, and it's nice. So I had to clean up my free profile.
Okay.
It is now very, but of course people can subscribe to the not free one to see the goods, but it has to be safe for work.
Okay.
And that's about it. They don't require too much.
So how long did the process take from when you shot it to when you submitted it to when it got approved?
A lot of work.
Yeah.
I have a pro videographer, a wonderful person, and I have had to get a location, and editing takes a while, and you don't realize how much work goes into it. And I've seen it, and of course, I'm like, oh, that could be better. But there's just so much that goes into it. And I think I'll learn and I like it. It's really a good episode.
Okay.
And it's definitely
How long is it?
Especially, I think about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. We're doing a back workout.
Okay.
And of course, her and I both need very strong backs.
Yes.
So, and it's kind of funny when I do work out because a lot of accommodations need to be made. And, no one wants to fall out in the gym.
No.
And I can't lay on the bench like I want to, and I can't jump too high. Well, I can. People would be,
Yeah.
But I really, it's bad.
And you made the video with another model.
Yeah, Rachel
Rex.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she was very great. It was actually our first time meeting in person.
Okay.
We've talked a lot, and yeah, she was a really cool girl, real fun girl. We did some stretching, some great back exercises.
Okay.
I attempted to do an ab roller, which was hilarious.
Real?
I just flat on my face and chest.
On your boobs, yeah.
Yeah, boobs is completely smashed. It's pretty funny. I don't have the strongest abs. As anyone who's seen me in the nude can tell. They're not cut out like Kehlani. I'm not,
Yeah.
I have, some strong features. That's not one of them. So I go, and it's a lot of 26 pounds. Like, who can pull that back up?
Yeah. Oh, that's how you much your boobs away?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a video on OnlyFans that I
You
put them on
them?
a scale. Yeah. They're like 26.2.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Yes.
It is a lot of work day to day.
So do you have
worth
to?
it.
Nice. So do you have to keep it in the same theme, or because you said it'll be lifestyle? So can each episode be different, or is it like how does that work?
Yes, they told me I needed to be categorized, and I did within the descriptions choose vlog.
Okay.
Because it's the only thing, but you can do whatever you want. So if you're in the fitness category, you can still do cooking. It's just where someone would find you.
Yeah.
And so what's the best? It's like one of those answers in life. What's the best answer?
Yeah.
And I felt since I'm doing, I'm going to do a travel this week, I'm going to do an episode.
Okay.
And it's just going to be like I've, filmed myself at the airport, and I'm going to do it at, at my booth. You'll be careful not to get who you get behind you.
True.
It's only, consenting adults. You don't have to tag them like you have to in the not safe for work.
Oh, that's good.
It's not required. So if I had 5 random friends or whatever, just so they're over 18 and they're not, upset. Obviously, nobody, that's not 18. in the shot regardless, even an accidental at the airport.
Yeah.
But I want to do an episode this week and about, me getting ready and, the awards show. I'm going to walk the red carpet.
Yeah, nice.
And so it should be a cool episode too.
Yeah. Well, because I know you love to travel. So it's like I imagine the travel episodes are going to be.
That's what Kaylani said. She's like, we need to, collab on a couple travel episodes because we travel all the time.
Well, I was going to say, do you, because I don't know what you subscribe to on like YouTube, but there are some really good travel channels.
I'm addicted to YouTube.
And if I can give you some recommendations if you want to see some. Well, because I like travel channels.
Yeah,
I just in particular for that, there's one that I like. It's called like The Luxury Traveler. So he talks about he's in 5-star hotels. It shows him flying business class on like Emirates or these really high end airlines. So and I can refer that to you. So if you want to get some ideas for
that'd be great. Although I'm really cheap when I travel.
Okay, well I'm just saying.
I am. But I buy expensive shoes and cheap airplane seats.
But like to give you an idea of
I
whether
love
it's walking
that. I love
around.
that. Yeah. It's just
So because I was going to ask you how the OnlyFans channel will differentiate from say a traditional OnlyFans or OnlyFans page, and it just sounds like basically it is. One is meant to be safe for work. Correct. And
and a lot of people have their free where you can buy content at like a higher price. And then you have your subscription. So if you have a $30 video on your free, it would be $20 on your VIP. That way people are spending more. They get discounts if they're, a loyal fan.
Yeah.
Where now it's my free page is free and it's safe for work.
Okay.
So it's basically my free page is more of a lifestyle fun to show people what I'm like, and then they could subscribe to the VIP if they want to see more, which hopefully they do because it's a good.
Well, are you taking
good choice.
I was going to say, are you taking this as an opportunity to open yourself up a little more to people in terms of
absolutely
who
I'm
you are?
hoping to pull from different markets that I haven't before. I feel like people are finding me in much different ways.
Yeah. And seeing you in a specific way before, and now do you want them to see more of like who you really are?
Right. I'm getting more just random people who might have not been huge OnlyFans subscribers, but they see me on Instagram or they'll see me on different videos and they'll come and discover exactly. I hope so. I hope everyone comes to visit and gets cool photos with me.
Well, I'm sure you and Kaylani will have a lot of and if anything, because obviously, Kaylani's been performing for a little longer and she's got a large fan base.
She has definitely.
I'm sure you'll get a lot of runoff just from people that want to meet her. And then
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, who's your friend?
Who is that? I know. And she's such a gracious woman who she'll always say, oh, well, you have to see my friend and, send him links and stuff. She's a very, and
I'm hoping,
such a sweet girl.
I really hope to, have her on the show. I know that she's really busy.
Absolutely. I'm sure she would love to come on if schedules work out for sure.
So, but you also said that you started a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They're both Kristine Kiss TV.
Okay, and so are you going to be posting the same content on both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just going to be the YouTube. I've never, it's a great, obviously, huge platform.
Well, that's the thing is the size.
Yeah, and obviously the monetization is completely different from, OFTV the monetization is going to come from people subscribing to see my not safe for work content. Yeah. And then the YouTube, who knows? Yeah,
the YouTube, it'll come from...
They'll probably hit me with the adult thing and I'll die as the channel.
No, not necessarily. I think it just depends on what you do. I mean, obviously, I don't know. Have you talked to other models that have like YouTube channels?
I haven't. I've seen some of your interviews with them. Yeah. But I have not myself because I've never... A lot of them are, I think, streamers and...
Some are. And then I've talked to... And then there are some, like there was one I had on, her name was Tanya Tate. She was and she's been in the industry a long time, but she has what's called the Skinfluencer Success podcast, where
I love that. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and so it's her talking to other sex workers about their what they do and their their methods of success and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
So, but she keeps that kind of her own thing, and then there's other ones like I've seen fitness ones that it's basically just them in the gym. So I'm sure if you'd be able to find other people that can give you feedback in terms of how to do it. Because have you thought about maybe putting exclusive content for one or the other, Or would it just all be the same?
I'll see how it develops. I mean, it would be cool to do that. That way people have a reason. You know, like I think sometimes like my Instagram is repetitive. I have 4 of them, you know, just in case.
True.
And you'll see the same stories on the same ones, and I can see why someone wouldn't subscribe to all 4. So in this situation, you know, hopefully I do get some. I feel like YouTube might be more allow for more spontaneous content, you know, because the OFTV is the requirements are easy but higher. You know, you can't just post a
Well, you can do like a
video.
short. If you were like, say, if you just want to do a quick, like, hey, I'm in so-and-so on my phone, you can post that onto your YouTube right then.
We thought TikTok was gone for a minute and it was going to take off, but it's back. It was like a whole day. People probably almost died.
I don't even think it was a full day.
You should do TikToks out of these. Like, that's a great platform as far as, you know.
I think that for depending on the kind of format you do, since I'm a very long format, YouTube's much better for that.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm sure that for like 20-minute, same thing because
just take cuts out of it. You know, 5 seconds. The younger generation can pay attention for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean it's you know, and I mean again, it's figuring out what works for you, which I'm sure you will because I'm sure you'll do some trial and error and some other things.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's cool. And I mean, YouTube is interesting because, you know, you have to be regular with it. You have to, you know, because I don't really know how the algorithm really works. I still am hoping to find out, but some people claim
no
you
one
don't
knows.
know.
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
All of them are mysteries.
Whereas I don't know if with OnlyFans TV, if you can just upload when you want or if you have to adhere to a schedule with them.
No, you can do it when you want.
Okay. So there's a little more flexibility there.
There is. You can make as many episodes or as little as you would like. They just have to be over 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just not that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
good qualities.
But that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. It's a new chapter for me, you know, self-production as well, which is not my, it hasn't been in my wheelhouse yet. It is now. And I want to do a lot more like non-safe for work productions.
Yeah.
You know, I did do the two boy girls. And I feel like I did, you know, I'll learn. They're good though. They're really good.
That's good. Yeah. So I wanted to get into some sex talk. If you'd like to.
Favorite subject.
You want to have some fun with that?
Oh no, yes.
So how would you describe like your sex drive or your sexuality or your sexual?
It's always been huge.
Always been huge?
I can remember. It's like it's kind of drives me. I've always wanted to, I don't know, I think about it all the time.
Was it something that you thought like, man, am I thinking about it too much? Like
absolutely.
in the beginning.
It's like, no, because you don't hear from it. I mean, especially being a girl. I think if you're a guy, you know, every 13-year-old guy. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's like you're going to be. We're just a motor looking for a woman or somebody to be in.
Hold still. Right. But I've always been huge into experimenting and I've always been like super comfortable with my body. And yes, I just, it's my favorite subject. My favorite, you know.
Yeah.
Probably my top. Sex and food kind of. Sex is gonna win.
Okay.
But only by like a slim margin.
Okay.
And then food. I love food too. So. Not the combination. I've never been into that. So.
Yeah. No. It's you know what? That's a delicate balance.
Exactly.
Like I feel like the two things, while both pleasurable in their own way.
Right.
Like when you have a big meal and you finish it, I feel like you don't want to have sex. You just want to.
I don't want to, and I don't want to have whipped cream on anything. I don't. Maybe that's prudish. But
no, it's cleanliness.
Snicky. I know. I heard a girl once said her boyfriend put honey on her vagina, and she like got a horrible
infection.
Yeah, she did. They said it was like the next day, like literally had to go to the doctor. I was like, ew. So ever since then, but I like to have a snack in between for energy. Okay, and that's important.
All right, so you're a orgasm then food.
Stamina. Oh yeah, I can go like a million times.
Okay.
So
what do you have a standard like kind of mid-sex snack that you like to have, or just whatever's there?
Like some granola. You know, maybe some granola, little proteins.
Yeah,
string cheese maybe.
Like a marathon runner.
I don't want to get too full. I don't want to be all bloated and hideous.
And feel gross.
Yeah, I want my boobs to got more in my stomach. But, which would be kind of hard to not do.
Well, yeah, I couldn't even imagine even if you tried for that to happen.
Yeah, it would be hard.
So like and you don't have to say how old, but like, so you started experimenting pretty early on?
I did. I did. A lot of I was a chronic masturbator when I was a teenager. Okay. I had my hands in my pants like at all times. Okay. I would like even do it in the bathroom at school sometimes.
Really? Yeah. Wow.
The pervert. Yeah. But I mean, I kept it to myself.
Yeah.
I loved it. And like, like shower heads, not up there, but the ones that like moved.
The detached.
Things were great. That was like my best friend in my teenage years.
Did you find like a boy? Did you have a boyfriend or a partner or somebody that was able to really kind of help?
I didn't really. I think I really started out teaching myself. Okay, which is probably one of the reasons that I am really open. Like I can really come a lot now. I think you have to be comfortable with and know how things work first. So I think even though I grew up in a small town, I didn't really date much. I didn't really have like I was not like a huge promiscuous. I can't say the word
person.
Today. Yeah. Not at all. Until later.
Yeah.
A huge slut now. No, I'm just kidding. Sort of. But it, I just kind of kept to myself. I mean, I had a lot of friends and stuff. I wasn't really, although I was super comfortable with myself, I had yet to branch out to like, involve other people. I did experiment with one of my best friends. I'm not all this girl talk. People probably wonder if I'm a lesbian, and it's like no, no. I love dick way more. Like dick's up here, pussy's like at like a 3 as compared to dick's like 15. So
nice,
but they're both great. Yeah, but I did. I think maybe it was just more like open and available experimentation. Okay, and so that's kind of started my branching out.
Okay. And I was going to like, when you were able to, because when you left the town you grew up in, were you able to feel a lot freer to explore and do more?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because it's a small town and everyone knows everybody. My parents were super.
If you have a dungeon, they're like, oh, we know what's there.
That would be awkward. People would know. People would. I mean, it's kind of like those small towns that even the stuff you haven't done, you're guilty of because people, you look a certain way, they're assuming. So I was already guilty of so many things. And so moving to the big city of Pittsburgh, which was like 30, 45 minutes away, was liberating. More friends, more and the ability to dress how I wanted, and which is obviously not a lot.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends.
Yeah. Not a lot of clothes. Well, it was cold there, so sometimes I did have a lot of clothes on.
Yeah. I mean, were there? I mean, have you ever been to like sex clubs or swingers clubs, things like that?
They're not. I get absolutely blasted with people. It's overstimulating when I go in. I don't know if maybe I stand out.
You probably would be a very popular.
Yeah, and a few times I've went.
See a line developing around the
over. Handle that. No, I'm just kidding.
Take a number.
I can't. Yeah, exactly. It's now serving. Yeah. No. I just really. I don't know. It was overstimulating and not in the way that, not stimulation. I really went 2 times and just completely.
It was just a little much.
I just didn't. Yeah, I really didn't even do anything because you couldn't. I like to evaluate a situation and like when I would want to choose like a partner that I wanted, and it was just stuff everywhere.
Did you go with somebody or did you go by yourself?
So both times I went with friends, and they were both kind of like happenstances. Okay. Like one time we knew the girl kind of that, one of the couples that owned it. And then the other time it was, we stopped by and it was kind of made me learn, maybe I kind of want to revisit it. I've heard there's a really cool one in Fort Lauderdale. Okay. And so maybe.
Well, I mean, again, it's
go in with a plan.
Yeah. It's definitely something that I think is, not, I mean, maybe you can try to do it casually, but I definitely think that it's better if you have a plan or you have like, something a little more that you're prered for, because it can be, again, it probably can be overwhelming.
It can. So. I don't, I kind of have a narrow focus at times. I like to know what I'm doing and like surprises or, I like to be, I do like to be wild, but there are certain parts of my life that I'm not so much. I'm kind of, almost normal.
Yeah. So, so would you say you're more dominant sexually or submissive?
I'm not dominant like mean. Like
Yeah,
I don't
no,
want to
no,
hurt
no,
anybody,
but,
but
like,
aggressive.
You're the assertive one.
I'm an aggressor.
You're gonna
sure.
push somebody on the bed.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Oh yeah, I'm gonna push them down and
You're
kick
like
these big boobs. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I do that all the time.
Okay.
No, I mean, not like mean dominant though. Like
No,
I have
no.
zero desire to like tie anybody up. Or anything like that. So I would, but definitely the aggressor, 100%. But every now and then it is fun to be tossed around because obviously I'm 5'9".
Yeah, you're
I'm not an insignificant sized person. I'm
No.
a size. I think at this point, who knows? Depends
Yeah.
on how many snacks I've had that week. But size 12ish. So I'm not. Not a lightweight by any means. So it's kind of like whenever when someone can toss me around.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's fun. It's a completely different feeling because I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's fun, but at the end of the day, I like to be there.
Well, I was going to say, do you also find yourself in situations where, like, you're going to be giving the direction and the commands, as it were, like, okay,
Yeah. I'm kind of a bossy.
I was going to say, like,
person.
eat my pussy like this, or
I
fuck
have
me
no
like
problem
that.
saying that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like that. And I don't understand how people wouldn't say that.
Well,
like,
because
I want to communicate, and people think, "Oh, I'm so good at it," and like, no, maybe you're not good at it.
It's an ego
because
thing.
I like it. Maybe your last partner thought you were really good at it, but maybe I like it a different way.
Well, everybody's different.
Right, exactly. So if someone's good at something, it's not necessarily mean they're good across the board.
Yeah.
So you have to be trained.
Because with women, you have, clitoral stimulation.
We have
you
so
have
many buttons.
penetration stimulation.
Yeah, we have G spots. There's like a spot. I've heard about it, and you know what? Honestly, I think I know where it is.
Really?
It's like that deep spot that it's passage because G spot's pretty. It's not that far.
No, it's
in.
shallow.
Yeah, it's pretty shallow. But the A spot that I've read about, I think that's the one where like if it's something's really deep. That it just kind of hits into your stomach.
Well, I was going to say, I thought that was the C spot, the cervix spot.
Maybe. Cervix gets in the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I wish I didn't have one.
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of have a short.
Well, because that also
canal.
makes a difference.
Yeah, it always gets beat up.
Because I had somebody else on the show yesterday, and we were talking about how, you'd think, guys with like really big dicks think, oh, well, having a super huge dick means that I'm going to be really good, or she's going to really like it, and it's like that's
not necessarily
true.
Not at all. I'm not a size queen
because every woman's.
I mean, I don't
different.
want like a tiny wiener or anything.
No.
Unless they're like really great, and,
Yeah,
no, I'm just joking.
Well, there's if you have to wonder if it's inside.
Girls don't have a dick, and I still have fun with them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and the thing being that I definitely think. Do you think that men obsess over penis size way more than women?
Oh
do?
my gosh, so much. Yeah, I mean, do I have friends that appreciate a large penis? Absolutely, but it's not the predominant notion. I would say like more average is people straight up just afraid of them too. Like I don't want that. So it's just like everything else. If you're short, tall, skinny, fat, white, black, whatever, everyone's gonna have a preference. And that's definitely one, and I think it's both sides. Like, not every woman wants the same.
Well, like for instance, I mean, obviously, I love massive boobs. What? Yeah. I didn't know if you knew that.
I thought this was a small boob channel.
Yeah.
I must be in the wrong room.
Yeah, right. But that doesn't mean that I don't find women with smaller boobs attractive.
Of course,
and that
women are gorgeous. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
there's plenty of women that I've found very stunning and that are don't have giant boobs. It's just
But
I
at the end of the
I do
day,
love them.
all things equal, you're probably going to go with the larger chest.
If I like,
sense.
and anybody who would be with me would know that.
they catch on.
Yeah, they would understand.
You're constantly like talking, like when they're like my eyes are up here,
or just knowing that like if that was my preference and they didn't have them, that
would be crushing.
That would be. I know that would be difficult.
You know what? That's such a funny subject because I get so many people that have partnered or married with people who are A and B cups, and then they're my fan, and it's like, well, why? And they're like, well, like I love her. She's like such a great person, but I love boobs.
There's something
missing in this relationship, and it's like, why would you marry someone if something drives you? At the end of the day, you love something. Like there's stuff I love about people. My partner has those things.
I will say
what I mean?
this.
Like that. I want. Yeah.
I will say this. there aren't that many women that have boobs as amazing as yours.
Thanks.
So that is a factor.
Well, I'm just
if there were more women that had those kinds of boobs and they were more plentiful, then it could be a little easier to find that.
No, that's true. It is. You know what? In South Florida, I rarely see a large set of boobs. I'm so disappointed.
That's odd.
Where are they hiding? They're there. I see Instagram.
Yeah, that's
that's
weird.
They're in Miami and stuff. I rarely get to see, and I mean, if I see a big pair of boobs, I will run into walls. I will fall off curbs like people do to me. Like, I love to look at them, and it's pretty rare. I'm pretty sad about that.
That's interesting.
There must be a shortage. I mean, we must be hiding.
Maybe, I don't know.
We all sleep late.
Yeah. Where would you? I don't know if you, off the top of your head, if you would know, where's the most interesting place you've ever had sex?
I'm kind of a nerd with that too.
Really?
Like, it would probably just be, that's a tough one.
I mean, not like, some people have done some crazy things.
And stuff. You know what? I don't.
It doesn't have to be
I am a concentrator during sex.
Yeah.
So if I fear that I'm going to be found out,
yeah,
like, I will literally not be able to come.
Okay.
So I don't mean found out by like people. I mean like instantly someone's going to interrupt me. And if someone would interrupt me like 3/4 of the way to an orgasm, I would probably my head would just explode.
Yeah.
Because like once I have to finish. So I don't want that thing that I might get caught isn't. I like to like flash in public.
Yeah.
That's cool. But like literally having sex and then getting anywhere near orgasm requires peace for me.
Okay.
So I would say maybe like just different positions, different people, like naughty things, but locations, I don't have a good one.
It's, some people
like boats and stuff, like that's fun.
It's different. Yeah.
That's cool. Like, airplane would be great. It's on my list. Not a normal airplane, obviously not.
An opera balcony.
There we go. Just
like a private balcony. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I could just throw them off. And,
or because he could be sitting and you could just be on top.
I like that.
You're in a dress.
Great, I like that. Yeah. I like that idea. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's on my list now.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll
on
see
a mountaintop,
that.
maybe?
You'll see one of my like releases. It'll be like
Lavo M plus. Sorry. Don't want you
I love it. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No. We're good.
So, do you have any like fetishes that you like, or you not?
Love a hard cock behind, like seeing like sweatpants or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, that's my fetish. I just
Interesting.
have to grab it. Yeah, I'm weird, and I mean, obviously, sex.
Okay.
Sexual fetish. I think the girls where I'm like more aggressive. I think that's kind of a fetish. A little dominant with women. I think,
but not like like tying up or role playing or
that's. But I think that's fun. I've got into, like the whole like stepmom, like unsuspecting partner.
Well, the content the content you make could actually be a way to explore some of that stuff.
It is, because that's not something I thought I would ever really even be into.
Yeah.
I was talking to Kaylani one day about the mommy obsession.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to like resonate sometimes, but then like you understand like it's this fetish where you're just like the provider, you're a nurturer.
Yeah.
Like you have large breasts and you're, so understanding it more has really got me to almost like, I get super turned on with it now.
Okay.
So yeah, which before I was like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, it does. The different content definitely is a way to explore. I mean, obviously with my age and my looks, I am, everyone's stepmom. So that's what.
Well,
you're okay. You're the stepmom. Okay, you're the stepmom.
Well, I was going to say, because if you work with a company like like Brazzers or Reality Kings or one of those big ones, you'd be the
I am
MILF,
not the daughter.
Yeah, no.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, unless it was a GILF scene where you had somebody who was like in their 70s, and you could do like a.
What I want to do? I want to do a scene because they have that like humiliation stuff.
Yeah,
where you have bigger boobs than someone. I am dying to do a scene like that, but where someone has bigger boobs than me.
Yeah.
And they humiliate me because I have such huge tits. It's like, oh, you think you have such big tits? Like, well, look at these. And I'd be like, I think that would be really cool. I love really cool spins that haven't been done before.
Yeah. Which,
but I just need to find.
Unfortunately, though, that's a very small pool.
It is. It is very small
to draw from.
It's out there though.
It is.
I think possibly. Brooklyn did have a bigger chest, not significantly, but yeah,
a little bit. Yeah.
Well, they are. in person.
Yeah, and then there's others.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. That was really cool because I'm usually,
the bustiest person.
Yeah, that's
there.
what Kaylani said. It was funny on Love Her Boobs on the set. They said, "Is she the bustiest woman that's ever been on set?" And I said, "Oh yeah." And she's like, "Who's the second bustiest?" And they're like, "Well, you were up until today. You were the bustiest that's ever been on the set before." So
Yeah.
we hold the top 2 spots.
Yeah.
But she said she's used to being the bustiest of everyone. So.
Well, maybe one time I'll bring you back with somebody who has bigger boobs than you do.
Yes.
And you both can be on the show, and then
I'll
you can
just,
feel
take 'em
small
outta
and
here.
just like, yeah,
it's
you're just like, man.
abuse me. Yeah, I love it.
So then, yeah, we can get into the boobs then a little more in regards to it's again. I'm still always surprised that yours are they're natural. But
Yeah, if you see like my content and stuff, they're always flopping everywhere.
But most of the time, people still think they're enhanced.
They're ginormous.
Yeah.
I've had, what I've had was, stuff to accentuate them. Like, I've had like lipo and stuff like that. So not on my boobs, clearly.
No. That has to all stay.
Yeah. But to make more accentuate them, I would love to do something like Demora did with like the fat injections.
Transfer,
And I think, as I get older, it'd be cool to like, put a little shape more up to top of it and stuff. So I'm definitely open to the cool things.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against, I think fake is stupid hot.
Oh yeah.
So I see you. I like how you are with that too on your channel, as you have plenty of both. Like you don't have a preference.
I don't just do
like
one or
all
the other.
All boobs are good boobs. And I love that. So I agree with that.
And that's the thing, because there's pros and cons for both.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So obviously with natural boobs, and usually the person has a more complicated relationship to them.
It is.
Because you didn't choose to have them. They grew that big.
Right. A lot of people were very self-conscious about that. And which I never was.
Well, when did they start to grow?
I was pretty young.
Okay.
I literally thought that I was just so odd from other people, other women. It was really a strange time. And I was like, oh, well, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But then I realized the reactions I got to them, and I am a person who loves to get her way. So that relationship grew to a very positive relationship. Because I learned, I was like, oh, can I get in front of you in line? And I was doing that at like super young age.
Well, I was going to say, so when did you really start to utilize the power?
As soon as I got it. You find out by accident. You're in line one day and someone's like, oh, do you want me to sign my house over to you? No.
Right.
Or whatever, and you realize, oh, there's a correlation here. I have a low-cut shirt on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Have you ever gotten out of traffic tickets?
Self-trained. I've got everything.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah, I got pulled over once in a construction zone on the Pennsylvania Turnpike going I think it was 98 in a 55. I seriously thought I was probably going to go to jail. And I got away with that.
Well.
I did. I was like, wow, I'm good.
Yeah.
Really good. So yeah, I do get a lot of free passes.
Nice.
In life.
Well, I mean, the thing that make yours, I think, so wonderful is just they look spectacular.
Thank you. I try to keep them healthy.
Well, yeah, not just with I mean, because the shape and the smoothness of them, they're very aesthetically pleasing.
I'm very happy with them. I don't want there to be a day where I don't have them.
Yeah. Well,
it's sad.
That's the thing.
I've seen a lot of people get reductions lately.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I mean, good for them if that's what they want.
Yeah,
and I don't mean stars. I just mean a couple of them.
Yeah.
There was a porn star the other day I saw got one, and good for them. Everyone should do what they want with their bodies. But
yeah.
Nope.
I can't deny that there isn't some sort of sadness that I feel when I see reduction.
Well, what is the movie where it's like smacking God in the face? Just kidding if you've had one.
Yeah.
But it's a funny line in a movie. Or a show or something. But
and I'm wondering too, because this is something that's really popular with boob guys that you have, which are the boob veins.
Yeah, I have huge I have some photos. If I'm out in the sun, they just lay on top. They're just shh.
Yeah.
They're crazy. And I realized the other day I have veins underneath.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that because I can't see it underneath. So I found out from a photo. Because clearly, how would I see it?
And do you get comments I love your boob veins?
Yeah.
From fans?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a Twitter post I did on one time. I asked, You know, like, are you a vain person or are they irrelevant?
For me?
Yeah.
Personally? I like.
Don't really care. That's what I've asked my partner. Yeah,
I like them.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's they can be amazing. Huge boobs are amazing anyway.
Sure. Yeah.
But that can be a nice little accessory to the boob.
Yeah. That makes sense because like a dick has veins sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're bigger, sometimes they're smaller, and the same way. Like they're kind of like neutral. Like it's like, oh, that looks nice.
Yeah.
You know.
I do like to think that I'm sailing down the river
it's
of
like
the
a maze.
boob. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a maze.
But also, and another thing that I really like about yours is the fact that you have the tan lines.
Oh, I moved to Florida purely for the sun.
Yeah.
So,
But
you're a tan line I love tan lines too.
Yeah, because you don't do topless because you don't have, or I mean, maybe you do sometimes, but it looks like you primarily don't.
I don't. No, I usually always try to. Usually, always. I love how I.
Yeah.
No, but I almost always have on a triangle top. So I try to keep it standardized. So I do get, they are strategic. I do wear thong and then a triangle top, so I can get that nice little. And it's really been, I did pop in a tanning bed a few times, complete with nothing because it makes my nipples a little bit more, like the collar. They were getting really light. I have really light nipples by nature.
Yeah, I've seen them.
They're like, and I saw on Reddit, there's a name for that.
Really?
Ghost nipples.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I have huge areolas.
Sounds like a great title for a film.
There you go. Ghost nipples.
Ooh. Yeah, right.
Put little things on them, but now I've brought them out to like a medium pinkish brown. So
well, what is
I'm
it that you
happy.
like about having tan lines? Is it because you just
it's
like the
cute? It sets them apart. I feel. I like that. I like to see how tan I am too. So the contrast is pretty.
Yeah,
that's me. Like I am a pretty fair skinned person. So it's a lot of work, a lot of sunshine. Yeah,
you're a fair skinned person.
That's what everybody says. No one believes me until they see me.
I'm a fair skinned person. Okay.
Well, the thing is I would make you look tan. You put me inside for 2 weeks, I will lose this tan like in a week, and I will glow in the dark.
You put me outside for 2 weeks, I'll look like your lips.
You get red. See, I don't burn. So I'm lucky there.
Dark hair, light eyes for me, which, I mean, but you have light eyes though, too.
Yeah, lighter. I do enhance them with contacts, but they are, they're like medium.
Yeah. Well, and I mean,
what's brighter though? I don't know.
I mean, did you see because 90s models, the tan lines were huge. So that like the super busty models, they had
I love that look, like that 90s. Obviously I grew up, I came to teenagerness in the 90s.
Yeah, but the super busty models back then, a lot of them had those very distinct, like it's like the triangle was
right because we were into the tanning bed all the time, you know, back then, and I love that all the good old school women.
Yeah, well, and the thing that is really interesting to me about boobs in a serious way is the fact that to me no two pairs are the same.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, some of them, like everybody has a bigger one too.
Yeah,
like my left is my bigger boob.
Is the bigger one?
Yeah, by probably I don't know, like half a cup size. But that's in season. But you always get. I knew one girl who had a double D and a C cup.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Sucked. I know that sucked.
That needs to be corrected.
I know, right? Yeah, I don't know. This was when I was younger, and she had to literally like stuff one side of them.
Yeah,
yeah, it's got ripped off on the second titty, but
well, and I mean, because your boobs look super comfortable too. Like in terms of how soft they are.
Like pillows. Yeah, absolutely. Like, they're like the best. Like the best.
I can't imagine anybody not being able to stay awake,
just
laying
them.
Just
I just want to be in. Yeah, and I understand it. I think it was funny during the scene we were filming. I think there's a point where I have I'm bending over and I'm like whopping them softly on her face, and she's like, "Now I understand why guys like this." And I feel the same with hers. They're super soft. Same thing. Like, I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
You don't get to, well, I actually can snuggle with my own. And I have.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a girl who has worked on my tattoo some. And she sent me a little reel the other day where a girl was inebriated and passed out. And she was literally sleeping on her boob at the bar. It was great because she had, probably around the same size as me. It was pretty funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I can.
Like if you were to rest them on a table, you could actually.
Yeah, and I do at night. I kind of, Yeah. I generally have to sleep with a sports bra on because when I turn. They will, and they do sometimes hit me in the face. And I'm trying to sleep, so.
Oh no, you
can
can
be
give
quite
black
naughty.
eyes.
Yeah,
Like if
I
you hit
probably
somebody
could.
hard
I've
enough?
tried. I mean, there's a couple. It's funny on the new OFTV episode. We jog and we do jumping jacks. And
How was that?
Well, let's go for a champion sports bra.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It was a trooper. It was a trooper. She did she lost a areola a few times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had to cut that. I'll send that to her. Maybe she'll post it on her.
Yeah.
You see like a areola, but mine stayed on. I was shocked because on the scene with Brooklyn, mine came out constantly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and again, what's great because you could meet somebody that has the exact same size and dimensions, but the nipples could look different, the areola can look different,
Absolutely.
just the shape of the boobs can look different.
Absolutely. Like you see, like Kaylani and I have a couple of those pictures. Hers are more, out, where mine are more down.
Yeah.
Her nipples are more, like gumdrop maybe, and my nipples are more like eraser.
Okay.
Like that probably, like pencil eraser.
Yeah.
There's like all those cool, hers are browner, mine are pinker. Like, it's pretty neat.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the same thing all the time.
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, and it's interesting because if you are, speaking as a boob guy, you can identify women just by their boobs.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
I think anybody who knows my boobs well could do it in a dark room. Like they would know my boobs. They're unique.
Yeah. So, but you said that you love to show them off.
I do.
And in what,
Absolutely.
like, have you been to like New Orleans for Mardi Gras and gotten an avalanche of beads?
I have not. Not. Yeah. I like to show them off more on like where there's not people who could mob me.
Yeah.
I think that I'm not a danger girl. Okay. So like if I'm in a car, like I've flashed people before, that's fun.
Or maybe
like
if you
flash.
Maybe if you were at
I need to be able to get away quickly.
Okay.
I don't want to follow through. Sometimes maybe I do.
Or maybe did you ever do it ever go to like a concert and just like flash the band or
Oh, no, I haven't done that. If I threw my bra, I'd hurt someone.
Yeah. True, yeah.
I'd probably end up, someone goes to, jail for attempted murder for throwing a double.
Well, I remember there was I don't know if you saw this. It was at a Drake concert where a woman threw her bra on stage and it was like a 30-something H, and he picks it up and he's like, "What is this?" Like
I think I
he was
the cut.
So
He would have
away
been
about that.
That's nothing. I try to wear
saying.
my Honey Burdette. Like this is a double X, but like a lot of mine are
That's
38
a double
H's.
X?
I think so. I think it has to be. Yeah,
Wow.
because and then I like the adjustable ones because you can pull the waist in.
Okay.
But no, my boobs are not going to fit. And I have two dresses that I brought to Vegas that won't. I was trying on before I came, and they fit perfectly in my body and they're stretchy. But when I get to the dress is like I can't do that.
Have you ever tried wearing like a corset or they can't fit on?
Oh, I brought one with me.
Oh, okay.
So I did, but it's a bustless corset though.
Okay.
Oh, you mean one of those? Yeah.
I mean, not like you need to push them up anymore because they would go up to your neck.
But that would be a lot of fun, though. Yeah, I do like to push them
a
up.
breastless meaning that it doesn't actually have like cups. It's just the waist. Okay.
So it really pulls the waist in,
okay.
but it still, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, it still pushes them up, even though it doesn't push them up. And then if you wear a bra with a corset on, they are like. Because I wear a push-up bra still.
Yeah. Because have you ever been to like a Renaissance fair?
No, this would be so cool though.
Okay.
I would look good in one of those.
Oh yeah,
that would be great. I need to
that kind of a wench style.
Like, excuse me, sir. Yeah, I should go.
Because that was one of because I went to the first time I ever went to a Renaissance fair. I was young and I remember I was amazed at all the cleavage, and that was one of those things where I was just like, yeah,
this is my place.
Okay,
I'm gonna go here all the time.
Yeah.
Who do I dress up as? That's great. I love that.
But yeah, no, it's and again, like having boobs as huge as you do. I mean, obviously, I'm sure have you gotten so used to them now in terms of they're not as much of a difficulty to deal with?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like having long nails. Like you know how to navigate the world. I don't know what I would do without them.
Yeah.
So, and some people or women are still amazed. When I do something. I remember one time I went to a restroom. I had a belt on, and it was a public restroom, and I had to come out because when I put a belt on, I can't see the belt.
No.
So I have to use a mirror, and I look in the mirror and I adjust my belt. I can see what's going on. So I came out and did this, and this lady was just like she was just like she just couldn't believe it because I can't see my So yeah, but you learn to do things like that.
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah.
there's certain trying to get something from behind the dryer. Not gonna happen. I got stuck in a closet. The last place, like it was like a skinny closet, and I went in and I couldn't get. I had to like put them up.
Well, and you know that right now, like there's a popular scene set up is getting stuck in the dryer. Right? Yeah. Have you seen that before?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm stuck.
I'm just like, but you actually might get stuck.
I could get stuck in the dryer. Like, that would be kind of fun.
Legitimately, you're like, okay, no, we actually got to cut her out.
I need to try that. I like that.
Yeah.
I could absolutely, because they're not cutting my boobs, so they're gonna have to cut the dryer.
No.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that you love your boobs so much.
I do. Yeah.
And I mean, and you always loved them.
I did. I can't remember.
Like you didn't hate them. You didn't like resent them.
I didn't.
Okay.
The only time picking out clothes when I was younger. I remember once I went and tried on. I wasn't very old. I mean, I was a teenager. And I went with one of my friends and her parents to go get bathing suits for the summer. We were going to the beach. And I remember hearing, like, one of the moms went around the corner, like, they called my mom and they're like, there's nothing here. It's going to fit her. And what does fit her is pushing them up to her ears. You know what I mean? Like they were like calling, like my mom had to get me a custom made bikini.
Okay.
So I could go to the beach. Stuff like that was weird, but at the same time, so was being tall, high water pants all the time and stuff. So I've always been like the hardest person on earth to fit.
Okay.
And you just gotta, but when it does fit, it looks good. Or if it doesn't fit, it looks better.
I'd say again, you're definitely one of the most amazing women I've ever had on the show.
Oh well, thank you so much, and you've had some amazing. I want to view all those. Hopefully, a lot of them are here this week.
Yeah, I'm sure. But again, I was thank you so much for being able to come back.
Thank you for having me again. Thank you.
And I'm
You're
really
my favorite host. I love that. Yeah, I can't wait to have the show out there.
Thank you so much. And obviously,
we
want to have you back again.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, and to all of you out there in Huge Boob Land, we will see you next time.
See you soon.
Bye.
Thanks.